I'm Matthew Keeble, reporting from the Yukon Mining Alliance's 2016 media tour. I'm here at the Coffee Gold Deposit, and we have the opportunity today to talk to Brent Bergeron, Executive Vice President of Corporate Affairs and Sustainability with Gold Corp. Thanks for joining us, Brent.
Good morning, Matt. My pleasure.
Just to get started here, let's start with the jurisdiction, the Yukon, being one of the first majors here. What does that mean to you, and how does Gold Corp feel about the Yukon as a jurisdiction?
You know, when we take a look at everywhere in the world that we can be investing our dollars as one of the senior companies, political risk is becoming an aspect of our investments that is becoming more and more important to us. Over the past years, we've been talking to representatives from the Yukon government. You know, they've been making it very clear that they are open for mining in a very responsible way, in consultation with the First Nations here. When we did find something, the Kaminak project, that was of interest to us, it was fairly easy for us, and it's a pleasure for us to be working in the Yukon right now.
And it's really exciting because not only is the government doing a great job promoting the jurisdiction, Gold Corp coming in as a leader, leading stakeholder relations campaigns and dealing with social license and really mining responsibly. And you'd mentioned to me off camera how some lessons you've had previously could maybe come into play here. So maybe a little talk about the company itself.
Yeah, it's a really important concept for companies these days. The consultation part becomes more important in terms of making sure that you have the proper culture, the proper mentality in terms of moving forward in partnership with the different stakeholders. So when we took a look at Kaminak here, what we found interesting is that a lot of work that they had done with the different partners in the area, whether it's the Yukon government or whether it's the First Nation governments, it really fell within the culture of what we are as a company.
And so drilling down to the project, it's exciting for everyone in the Yukon, and as we've traveled around, one of the biggest questions that people ask me to ask you is in terms of permitting timelines and what you plan to do in the near term with the project and how it fits in strategically.
Kaminak was already ready to go into permitting in the month of July. And now we want to be able to invest some times and resources in terms of making sure that the different partners in the area are going to be comfortable with the fact that Gold Corp is now part of the transaction also. So which means that we have to sit down with the First Nations, we have to get to know each other because we're here for the long term. Kaminak also had a very aggressive permitting plan that they were putting in place. We agreed with that plan. We thought it was a very interesting and executable plan. Again, the only thing we want to do is to make sure that all of our partners are comfortable with us moving forward.
And we saw you take a position in Independence Gold, which is a contiguous property to Coffee. So maybe if you just want to talk about that from a strategic point of view.
Our overall strategy in terms of a company is increasing the shareholder return by increasing the net asset value of our properties. And that's concentrating at looking at brownfield development at those properties, but also looking at what the juniors are doing and investing in those juniors. They are the ones who are actually doing the exploration activity, moving it forward, and we want to make sure that when there are interesting projects that we are contributing to actually financing and moving those projects forward.
That's fantastic. And Brent, I'd just like to thank you so much again. It's exciting times for the Yukon, and we look forward to seeing Gold Corp come in and be a true leader here. So this has been Matthew Keeble at the Coffee Gold Project, 130 kilometers south of Dawson City.